Welcome back everyone to Minecraft Hardcore Season 2 Episode 8. It is day 54 and we have some big things scheduled for today. But first, we are going to work on making something real quick. We have went ahead and organized some of our chests. As you can see, we've got our diamond and our iron up here. We're going to go ahead and pick up a couple of these diamonds real quick because we are going to need them for today's build. Go ahead and pick up our pickaxe and take them back on over here. Oh, it seems like I did forget something. Get a couple of more. Let's go ahead and count these up real quick. And we have a total of 22. We are going to go ahead and use a couple of them today, and the rest of them we can go ahead and spread back out up here. And before heading back finally over to this crafting chest, we are not upgrading to full diamond armor because we don't quite have enough diamonds yet. Well, we do if I only wanted to do diamond armor and nothing else, which we want to work on a couple of other things first. I'm gonna make another diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. Go ahead and pick up, if I can find the right chest. I know I made some extras. There they are, the books. Go ahead and head downstairs. And we are gonna go ahead and do some enchanting. Seems I forgot some lapis. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Should be enough. Head on back over here. Put our lapis on in. And we are looking for Fortune 3, Silk Touch, and Looting 3. So let's go ahead and roll some enchantments and see how we do. And with that, we now have Fortune 2 and Silk Touch. We were really looking for Fortune 3, but out of levels, and we still haven't gotten it. So we did mess up on our sword. We will have to come back and eventually make a better sword, because we did seriously mess up on that. But we need to sleep right now. And it is now day 55. Go ahead and head on over here, and we are going to drop all of these extra books into this chest, or this barrel. We're going to sort them through a little bit. Some of these we will be keeping. Maybe I'll use them on other things. There's a lot of books that I can build with in here, but there's a couple that aren't really worth it as well, which happens when you only get grabbing the lower level enchantments for books, which is why occasionally I will grab that upper tier. I've got a couple of them that I will probably be using. That multi-shot up there, probably won't be using at all, but efficiency ones can be combined to get a higher level of efficiency. And some of them, it just comes down to preference. I like efficiency, but I don't want efficiency 5 on every single pickaxe. Usually by the end of the game, or by midpoint of the game, I usually end up with 4 different pickaxes, 2 Silk Touch, 2 Fortune 3, and the difference among them is the efficiency level, because you don't really want an efficiency 5 pickaxe in the nether, which we will be doing very shortly. But first, we're going with this recently made cartography table. We're going to go ahead and make a map and start an exploration episode. So go ahead, and we've got to open up this map first. So there we go. It's got our house on it. It's got our sugarcane farm on it, but not much else on it. It's still just a basic level 1 map. So we go ahead and click back on here. Go ahead and put our map in the top. We're going to put our spare map in the second one, and it's going to go ahead and make us a second map. And then in the top one, we're going to put one of those in. And it's going to say it's level 1. It's going to say map level 1, and if we put paper in the other side, we're only going to put 4 pieces in, because that's the max you can zoom in a map. And go ahead and fully zoom in our map. And as you can see, now that we've zoomed it in 4 times, it won't zoom in anymore. And we are a tiny speck on the map now. Where our first map, we filled in pretty much the whole thing just by clicking on that. Now we have a small bit, and we're going to go ahead and grab a couple of these sticks. Drop them on in here. We're going to grab a leather from over here. And we are going to go ahead and craft a couple of item frames. We will be crafting a lot more of them in the future, but we're just going to craft 2 right now. And going to place 1 here, and for right now 1 here. We'll start working on a map wall soon enough, but in our original map, we're going to go ahead and place in 1 of those. Oh, what? Put the map up. What's going on? That is strange. Okay. Well, my system seems to be glitching out a bit. I'm not sure what's up with that. But we will go ahead and take this map, and we're going to start some exploring. We're going to go ahead and head towards the edge of the map this way. We know a little bit about what's over here already. We've done some exploring. Our spawn is over in this direction. Our desert village is over in this direction. The abandoned mine shaft, or the mine shaft that we saw a couple episodes ago, was over in this direction. It's just a matter of finding it, and I seem to be having a small issue with lag. Okay, now that that's reset, let's see if that helps. Let's try and fix this real quick. It's helping a little bit. I turned down my render distance just a slight bit. I may have to go fully back through. I think my settings got reset. Rather than using Optifine, I'm currently using a different mod pack to help load and reduce lag and that kind of stuff, and I am not liking how it works as well. I will probably be going back to Optifine here very shortly. But that all depends. I'm going to look at settings real quick because that's a lot of what it comes down to is changing your settings up. I've had Optifine on settings where it lagged my system out. I've had Optifine on settings where I was getting 200 frames. It just depends on what your settings are and what all you're doing on your computer and what all you've got loaded. So, we are still in the desert biome. We did have a bit of a coral reef or warm ocean back there, which is kind of nice. We're getting up towards back where the mesa is, and that expanded mine shaft, or that exposed abandoned mine shaft. And we are going to go ahead and eat something real quick. Head on back forward some more. Trying to put it in my offhand, and it's dropping it instead. Let's go ahead and check those controls. Double check they didn't get switched. I'm working on starting a new Minecraft versions after the last one got corrupted due to a power outage, at which time I was working on a rather large build recording session during the last one, and it corrupted the world. I can still load it in the new versions, but in the old Minecraft launcher I can no longer load the world. So with me starting a new one, trying to figure out if I want to start it from like I did the first season in Minecraft 1.1 or Minecraft 1.0 or where we were in Minecraft 1.3, switching back and forth, a lot of my controls can get reset very easily if I'm not careful, just because 1.0 doesn't have half the controls that 1.18 is running. And we are going to go ahead and turn here because we are at the edge of that map. A bummer because that abandoned mine shaft is only about 100-200 blocks forward. But I will be switching our map between the offhand and in the main hand as we go forward, just because it can take up a lot of your screen. If it's in your main hand or in your offhand, you can still see it, but it's a little bit smaller. But sometimes having it in that main hand also helps making sure that it is all there and you're actually getting everything filled in that you want to. So we are heading back towards the jungle over here, and the interesting thing is that is actually spawn right there. So just a little bit farther forward, this jungle section here I've been returning to quite often. It is where spawn is, and as you can see, we've actually taken out a lot of the smaller trees and that kind of stuff. I have left a lot of the bigger 4-trunk trees just because they are a pain to take down. And you have to really tower up and then tower back down just to get them down. So, I mean, they're good for resources, don't get me wrong. But they take a long time to cut down. Pretty much all of our jungle wood back in base, and our oak wood too, came from right in that section. And it's not a humongous section. So you can see how taking down some of those big trees can give you a lot of wood, but at the same point in time, it can take a while too. It's like taking down a dark oak. It takes a while. Any of the trees that are four blocks like that take a little bit to take down. And we are going to still keep heading this direction. Though, by the looks of it, it is starting to go towards night, so we are going to have to keep an eye on that. I am not seeing that I brought a bed, which may end up being trouble. But we are going to keep going at the moment. Get this section of the map filled in. We're heading towards back towards base anyways with the way we went. Hopefully we can get there before full sundown, but we aren't too far from home anyways. It's just this is more sparse jungle area rather than the full desert or jungle that we were traveling through earlier section. I do have to be somewhat careful just because there's a lot more holes in the ground over here. And it is now full dark, so we're going to have to start looking out for mob spawns as well. Ouch. Like I said, gotta keep an eye out on the ground because there's a lot of holes over here. Very easy to fall into them if you're not paying attention, and I have not lit this up. You can see where I have done some exploring of the caves, and those sections are a little bit more lit up. Like this right here. Well, not quite that spot, that's more lava, but there is a couple of spots like that around here where I have lit up a little bit. Not everything, but some of it certainly. Creeper! And I'm just about at the point where I'm not even going to be able to run here in the moment. Gonna have to stop and eat, even though that's my house right there. Let's see, can we make it? No. We are almost there. And there we go. Home sweet home. Let's go ahead and sleep. And it is now day 56. And give it a moment. Let's take care of some of those mobs real quick. And spider. Plant our crops back in and up here. So we do have the big wheat farm down there. The terrace farms are going to be more for other things like beetroot and carrots and potatoes and that kind of stuff. That was a wandering trader. I'm hoping at some point between all of this we can find 2 specific biomes. Oh, and we forgot our bed. So we are going back real quick because we did forget our bed and we are going to need that. But I am hoping to be able to find a swamp biome and a flower forest biome. And the reason for that is that a lot of the flowers create dyes. Pretty much almost all of the dyes in Minecraft you can get from a flower of some type or another. Now, some of them at this point we can't get from flowers. Example, black. The flower that the black dye comes from is the Wither Rose. We aren't going to get any of those at the moment. But it also comes from ink sacs. Big handy there, so we'll probably be using ink sacs for black. Green only comes from cacti. So not really a flower, but not really something as big as a Wither Rose either. And we are still in the sparse jungle. That is interesting. This one must go for a little while. But all of the rest of the colors can either come from a specific flower or is a mixture of dyes you get from specific flowers. For example, light blue will come from the blue orchid, I believe it is, and it's only found in the swamp biome. Flower forest will give you orange tulips, pink tulips, white tulips, all of that, and most of them, I believe, like the orange tulip, that's the only one that will give you that color. Otherwise, you have to create it from combining dyes. But for the most part, we are about at the 20-minute mark, so we're going to go ahead and end our episode there. Thank you for watching this episode of Minecraft Hardcore, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a great and wonderful Minecraft day.